There are three broad segments in which Reliance operates. First, multi-chemical segment, which is their legacy business. Geo platforms, where all their new age digital businesses are lined up. And third, retail segment, consisting of their consumer businesses. All to chemical segment saw sequential growth in EBITDA by 16%, led by improving volumes and sequential improvement in realizations, led by higher gross refining margins. There's further scope in improvement in refining margins as global recovery gains further traction as they are still below the pre-pandemic levels. Geo platforms, which are relatively least impacted, reported net addition of 42.3 million customers and ARPU of INR 138.4, resulting in sequential growth in EBITDA of 4%, with margins expanding to 48%. Retail segment saw sequential degrowth of almost 50% in profitability as operations were significantly impacted during the quarter. Despite constraints, 123 new stores were opened, taking the total count to 12,803 stores. Going forward, as the global as well as the domestic economic recovery gains traction, all the three segments are likely to see their profitability improve significantly.
Reliance's result has come little better than expected, particularly from the Geo platform. Geo has produced, I think, better than expected numbers in this particular quarter, and also I think it has surprised positively on the ARPU side. The important part of the Geo business is that it appears that they have got success with rollout in the enterprise vertical as well as fiber to home vertical. Of course, I think the granular detail for both is required to be seen in depth, and then probably I think one can arrive at a better conclusion. But it appears that the Geo has properly, I think, started producing higher growth numbers. On the other side, the retail business on expected lines due to the lockdown during the pandemic, the geo business, the retail business has got affected. But in my viewpoint, I think July to September quarter should bring the retail business back to the quarter four numbers of last year. And somewhere in the second half of the financial year, the retail business should be showing a growth. And that appears very clearly because of the pent-up demand in the system is suggesting so. The oil to chemical business, the O2C business, has surprised, though not with a large number, but the fact is that it has given the higher amount of EBITDA contribution of around 12%. And even the numbers on the O2C side has really come better than what was expected. So again, I think these numbers are showing one clear trend that petrochemicals and the polymer segment within the O2C is definitely, I think, showing relatively higher amount of growth possibilities. Though they will not have the advantage of increasing the volume, particularly in the refining segment because of the running at full capacity and above. But in oil, in the petrochemical and polymer segment, with expanded capacity in some of the chemical blocks, in my viewpoint, I think they should be showing the volume-led growth in the subsequent quarters in the current year, and also in the balance half, I think the second half of the current year. But more importantly, I think the value addition is clearly seen in polymer and petrochemical business, and that is where I would like to believe that I think company's integrated business model is now probably giving them an advantage. On one side, I think you're bringing down the cost of production by way of alternative fuel uh, technology, and at the same time, I think on the other side, you are getting the advantage of better realizations from the market, including from the global market, in which I think they have ended up probably selling in this particular quarter. Consumer facing businesses in geo and retail are almost 50% of the EBITDA with O2C business. And with the retail business likely to go up in the second half of the financial year, I would not be surprised to see the consumer facing businesses of Geo and retail contributing 55% and above to the overall EBITDA of the company. In fact, I think my target would be to see EBITDA contribution from consumer facing businesses to be of around 60% in the next financial year, or maybe end of this financial year or next financial year beginning. So this is one good development which is happening because both these consumer facing businesses are relatively enjoying higher amount of EBITDA and the margins. So that is something which one can definitely look for as a positive thing in case of Reliance in first quarter results. So overall, in my viewpoint, the numbers are definitely satisfactory and probably better than the street expectation. So the stock should remain relatively steady going forward. And definitely the street would keep on asking for and watching for how exactly they systematically grow the numbers on the other side of the activity, that is the consumer facing businesses.
Invest in large-scale next-generation opportunities like foray into green energy businesses and recent acquisition of controlling stake in Just Dial for future growth. Over the last few years, there has been significant investment done in various segments of its businesses. As we move, these investments are likely to fructify over the next 3-4 years, enhancing the shareholder value.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.